see the joy. Over a second to below on that most recent lap. Julian Adlauer in the best placed of the Porsche 963s runs in third. Then it's the best of the BMWs. And how about JDC Miller Motorsports up to fifth? This is the non-updated Porsche 963 running in 2025 spec. Customer team with young Kalen Frederick making his first ever sports car start, running inside the top 5.
Well, it wasn't a bad car last year, was it? Came away with victory here. No, joking aside, they've done a really good job. And every time I pretty much looked at that car, it seems to be either making an overtaking manoeuvre or trying one. And maybe it just stands out because it's bright yellow, but it's running fifth in very, very strong company. Sheldon van der Linde is just 0.4 of a second ahead in fourth place. So we're looking at Cadillac, Acura, Porsche, BMW. Oh dear, we've got a repeat of manufacture. We've got another Porsche in fifth place, which is Kalen Frederick. Lawrence Van Tor not too far behind and coming back through the pack. Remember, his car has led the race. It had the setback to have some damage repair after very early contact in this race. They waited until they could come into the pits, worked on it. It came out 11th in class, 11th and last in GTP. Is up to 6th place, car number 6, up to 6th place, but there's only one way that's going, and that's up the order. The Porsches are looking super, super handy at the moment. 3rd and 6th, but the pace is there when they need it. But right now, the lead Porsche is only in 3rd place, 2.8 seconds down on the leader, but that last lap was not good for Earl Bamber. Must have been traffic. He lost 1.5 seconds, and Alex Palou got it down to 1.8 seconds. He crosses the line. Palou, the Spanish racer, now 1.4 seconds. Is there something untoward going on with our race-leading car? I'm not trying to build drama where drama isn't, but that's a good gain. That's 2 and a bit seconds in 2 laps for the chasing Alex Palou.
Yeah, he's close again, maybe getting in his rhythm a little bit. Doesn't get too many opportunities to drive a sports car, Alex Palou. So successful in IndyCar racing over the last few years. Didn't get the best news a couple of days ago. That outstanding lawsuit with McLaren was settled, and it looks like he'll have a rather hefty check to write at one point or another, but he won't be thinking about that right now.
He will. He'll be thinking, how many paper rounds do I have to take on to pay that bill?
That's a good point. And maybe winning this race would help take home a little bonus check that could help to pay that bill. In any event, he's turned in a few just exemplary seasons in IndyCar racing when he's been in the prototype for first chip
I love that about this race, but you know, I started the race. You know, I had to take evasive action when the BMW GTP car was sideways in front of me. So I got some grass in my brake cooling duct, and we came in for an early pit, which put us off strategy with everyone else, but it was okay. You know, this is one of those races where you have to make it to the last 6 hours. So, you know, I was running in second place, and I hated to give up that second place position, but it doesn't really matter at that point in the race. So we were off strategy a little bit, had a nice clean run, and now there have been enough safety cars that, you know, last time I looked, Misha was running in 5th on the lead lap, which is all we can ask for at this point. So everything's going pretty good so far. I'll say that our car was fairly difficult in the heat of the day, which is something we've been dealing with this whole 2-week period, but it's really good at night. So I don't know what that means for tomorrow afternoon when it really counts, but you know, I'll get into the car in another 45 or 50 minutes, and it's cooling down enough now that I expect that will be an enjoyable stint.
When is the plan to have the majority of your driving time completed?
Yeah, so I did 2 hours already. I'll do a double stint here now in just a minute, in another 45, 50 minutes, and we'll see how much I have left. You know, we don't want to put too much on Parker and Harry. We'll try to spread it all out, make sure everybody gets plenty of rest, but also plenty of drive time.
Good teamwork, Ben, good teamwork.
Hey, thank you, Duncan.
Thank you.
And one of the great characters in this and any paddock that he walks into. So much success in business, running many car dealerships in his native Texas. Had a good run here, finishing on the podium in one of the 2 cars he drove in last year, and it was the LMP2 car that he drove that was on the podium in this race 1 year ago. But full focus last year was on the World Endurance Championship, where he finished 6th in LMGT3.
We've got a car visiting the pits. It's Hunter McElroy, the number 2 United Autosports. Orica comes into a standstill. I think I spotted a little bit of loose bodywork. It might have just been the lights flashing across its bows.
Pit stop time, and we've got a new member of the pit lane team. Let's go to Neil Cole.
Yeah, the Acura car number 93 is having a full set of fresh tyres, very, very new tyres, fuel and a driver change. And I can see there's a lot of people getting ready along the pit lane to do driver changes now. So 1 driver out, 1 driver in, and the fuel is in, strapping the driver in, and it goes off. And you hear the hybrid kick in, and then you hear the engine. So I think that's the beginning of a whole. I'm speaking to the Porsche Penske team, and they're about to do a driver change as well. So I think there will be a lot of pit stops coming up in the next 5-10 minutes.
Figures to be a busy time, so keep your head on a swivel down there. Gets to be rather frantic in the pit lane, and that car now making its way back out onto the track, having run up at the front of this field here in this stint. Alex Palou did yeoman's work there. Did his best to hang with Earl Bamber, was closing in before he ultimately had to come in and make that pit stop.
Yeah, looking strong. I mean, running in that second place. Yes, he was being hunted down by Julian Andlauer, but yes, and also, as we heard from Neil Cole down in the pit lane, he's going to come fast and furious. The driver changes. Most of the cars now got their headlights on as they come around the banking. A few have not as yet, but I think once they've all made their pit stops, the message will be fairly clear. Get them on and keep them on in terms of illumination. Earl Bamber sitting on a lead. Well, next to nothing. We're talking 0.05 of a second, that's all, because Julian Andlauer getting closer and closer to putting Porsche Penske Motorsport back into the lead in this race. The sun getting lower in the face of the drivers, which might make it a little difficult for Earl Bamber in the lead, Julian Andlauer giving chase, Sheldon van der Linde in 3rd place. But hey, here we are. Cadillac, Porsche, BMW, 3 different manufacturers, top 3 positions. Go down to GTD Pro, Chevrolet, Lamborghini, Ford, 3 manufacturers in the top 3 positions. This is how we like our racing.
And we are getting to a point now where we can start to see some tire strategy play out in GTP. After 5 o'clock, that was 30 minutes ago, soft tires are permitted per IMSA regulations, and that will continue to be the case through 10 a.m. tomorrow. So we'll see if any teams elect to go off the mediums and onto the softs. Watching the overall leader, Earl Bamber, carve his way through a whole host of GT traffic, and he's got to do so quickly because Julian Andlauer has closed in at the line. They were separated by just 54 hundredths of a second the last time by. It's a little bit further than that, but not much. And Sheldon Vanderlinde not too far back either, just over a second now in the third spot. Three different brands, as you say, Bruce, in the top three positions in GTP, and the Porsche is starting to reel in the Cadillac now with just over 20 hours to go.
Yeah, traffic may make an advantage or take it from you. By the way, just to be complete, we had Alex Palou getting out of the number 90.
Unlock your stay for less with app-exclusive prices. Download the free Booking.com app today.
Third driver, they've been getting a little bit tired sitting in the pit lane. You're a driver, you want to get out there and race, but they'll be working to a preordained pattern, and you'll be sure that we're going to have a whole load of new names going out, and it's a strange one, a 24-hour race, and you don't get to start until at least 4 hours have gone past. And imagine if you're the fourth driver in the mix.
You just hope you get a chance to get in the car.
Well, we had some who didn't get a chance at all after the early sorts out on the opening lap, when it got a little bit busy between the start line and turn one.
Precisely so. But for those still in the race, hope remains. Plenty of time, and with the IMSA rules, plenty of opportunity, even if you're down a lap or two here at this stage, to get back into the mix. Bamber, pretty nifty, working his way through traffic, able to pull a bit of a gap relative to Andlauer here this time around. Andlauer has to be patient through the Le Mans chicane this time, trapped behind a P2 car, which in turn is trapped behind one of the Mustangs out of the GTD Pro ranks. So difficult to be patient in those moments when you're chasing down the race leader, but there's nothing else to it. Sometimes you just have to wait.
You do, and I think those very wise words we heard about half an hour from former Daytona 24 winner Max Papis. Don't put your nose in if you're not sure you're going to keep your nose.
I loved his definition of an accident. If your car is hit by a meteor, that's an accident. Everything else is controllable.
It's rather zen.
Well, he knows of what he speaks, former winner.
Commentary position. Who is going to be next to blink? Who's going to come in from GTP?
Remember when we said this will be a chance for Kalen Frederick to test his mettle against one of the best?
This car's in the field. This car's in the field.
Again, the 6 car ended up there because they had a lengthy pit stop during... Again, the 6 car ended up there because they had a lengthy pit stop during one of the... I had it confirmed to me, Ian McCarthy on X letting me know that it is just clear tape over an actual opening in the bodywork that's not supposed to be there. And that set there. He was clearly out of the. And that set there. He was clearly out of the. Exactly, out of the throttle, giving up any potential time gain there. I think he was either short stopping or they may be short fill crucial junctures with that Endurance Cup championship in mind.
That's where they have to wear, each of the team managers has to wear 2 hats, one for the overall race and one for picking up bonus points, the low-hanging fruit, if you will. But, you know, sometimes you even have to restructure your race strategy just to gather those points when you can. But fairly soon, because already we heard reports from the pit lane that there are drivers suited, booted, ready to go in the top-class cars. So their time will come.
Time for a VP Racing in-race update with just over 20 hours to go. It's Earl Bamber showing the way in the GTP class. Julian Andlauer chasing, but now 1.2 seconds adrift ahead of Sheldon Vanderlinde in the best of the BMW M Team WRT factory Porsche 963. LMP2 is led by Toby Sowery, CrowdStrike by APR. Then it's Jeremy Clark in the Inter Europol car. That car shown in the pit lane right now. Car 43, Dane Cameron for Spike the Dragon. AO Racing car 99 sits third. GTD Pro led by Corvette once again. This time Antonio Garcia fending off the challenge from Andrea Caldarelli. Pfaff Motorsports in the second spot. Ben Barker is third. In GTD, Albert Costa leads Indy Doncha, and Tom Gamble third place in the GTD class. Chance to hear from Alex Palou, fresh out of the number 93 with Neil.
Yeah, Alex Palou is just talking to one of his engineers, and there's big smiles on faces. Alex, talk us through that first stint of the Daytona this year.
Yeah, it was good. Happy to with the first couple hours that I got in the car. The 93 felt really good. We just had a puncture at the end when I had to pit. It was obviously not what we wanted, but still we survived. The car is good. Kaku's now in the car with new tires, and yeah, we're ready to roll.
So your stint came to an end earlier because of the puncture. The driver change happened at the same time as the puncture repair.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things that either I had to drive another 2 hours or Kaku was getting in. So yeah, I mean, it's still very early in the race. It's all about just making sure that the car is good, that we're keeping our race alive. So yeah, we got the first bad moment of the race away. I know there's more to go, but at least we survived the first one.
How did the puncture happen, do you know? Debris?
I don't know. I think it was debris, but yeah, I have no idea.
And for you personally, driving sports cars here at Daytona, you must learn a lot from some of your experienced teammates, but how do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing for me. Like, I love to race. I love to be here. The atmosphere from the fans, and especially these races, that it's a huge crowd. It's insane. And then just sharing with amazing teammates coming from sports cars world, NASCAR, like AJ, which he was pushing me a lot at the beginning of the second stint. Dixon, obviously, but yeah, always learning. It's always cool to try new things and different things, and just to push myself.
Oh, good luck. Go well.
Thank you.
Great stuff from Neil Cole with reigning IndyCar champ and Indy 500 winner Alex Palou, who had his apotheosis moment for an IndyCar driver last May when he finally cracked the code and got the biggest race in North American open wheel racing. Finally got to drink the milk. Great information from Alex as well. We were wondering why they might have pitted a little bit early, and it comes down to picking up a puncture, possibly debris on the racetrack that caused the problem.
Well, don't forget, it was probably getting onto an hour ago, and there was a clean-up operation after that, but we did have that big strike, the Wright Motorsport Porsche clattering into the spinning and spun number 83 Orica. Dylan Murray was on board, but anyhow, must say so far the crews have done an astonishingly good job for clearing up any debris that might be on the circuit. But then again, on a circuit where you cross the start-finish line at 200 miles an hour, you do not want cars on the banking with a slow leaking tyre. So any extra lap they spend with vehicles out there sweeping the track, that's fine by me.
Just had another round of pit stops in LMP2. Dane Cameron, the reigning champion, back with AO Racing for another go-round. What a year Dane had. Not just chip here at IMSA, but a class win at Le Mans, championship in the European Le Mans Series career, as GTP pit stops are now underway. From the lead of the race, it's Earl Bamber in the lane.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's going to hop on board that one. It's car number 31, and it's been driven very well indeed. Remember, this is the car that came up from the back of the pack, took pole, had pole taken away. The Action Express Racing crew doing a fantastic job. Jack Aitken started it. You know, they did all the fight back. He had a little off-track moment when a BMW GTD car, no, it was a Ferrari, I think, actually pushed him wide coming out of turn 2. But they've just had a very nice metronomic pace. Two drivers, a choice of to hand over to Fred Vesti or Connor Zilic. And it's Connor by the looks of things.
It is. You can tell he's got the Red Bull helmet and the Chevy bow tie on the helmet as well. He's a Chevy driver in NASCAR. Will be a full-time rookie this year in the NASCAR Cup Series, having finished runner-up in what was then known as the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Now it's the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, to give it its full name.
Trips off the tongue beautifully, I'd say. But, you know, it's always so exciting, any form of motorsport, when you get someone else who normally fishes out of another pond, and when it's as big as the NASCAR Enterprises, that gets a lot of eyes on the prize here this weekend. And it's very much been in the history of this race for the past 60-odd years to have people who ply almost all of their trade on the ovals and the NASCAR road course events, and certainly for Connor, he just doesn't seem to be able to put a wheel wrong. True rising star.
Well, the thought was, okay, he's a good road racer, that's his background, but you need to be an oval race winner in order to contend at the NASCAR level. Yeah, he answered all those questions pretty emphatically last year. Won 9 races.